everyone, I'm Brian. Today we're going to dive into something incredible that Jesus said. But first, we're going to go back to an earlier time. See, John didn't start his story of Jesus with the manger and shepherds and angels. John began with the very beginning. John wrote that God created everything in the whole universe through Jesus. From before the dawn of time, Jesus has been the source of all life and light.
The light shines in the darkness, but the darkness has not overcome the light.
Light shows up throughout God's story. Hundreds of years before Jesus was born as a baby, Isaiah wrote of a bright light to come.
The people who are now living in darkness will see a great light. They are now living in a very dark land, but a light will shine on them.
And when Jesus was born, God's people were still waiting for that light. Many of them expected a splendid king who would defeat their enemies in a blaze of glory. But Jesus arrived as a tiny baby. He grew up as a humble carpenter. As Jesus began to travel and teach, he started to shine God's light in a very different way. In John, we read how Jesus turned water into the very best wine so a wedding celebration could continue. He spent time with people who were considered outcasts and showed them God's love. Jesus healed a man who had been sick and unable to walk for 38 years. Jesus fed more than 5,000 people using just 5 loaves of bread and 2 small fish. He even walked on water. All of these signs began to paint a picture of who Jesus is. Anytime that Jesus saw a need, he did something about it. But the religious leaders weren't happy with Jesus. He was changing the way they'd always done things, and he didn't back down when they challenged him. Jesus said,
I am the light of the world. Anyone who follows me will never walk in darkness. They will have that light. They will have life.
I am the light of the world. Jesus was telling the religious leaders and everybody else that he is God's rescuer, sent to bring light to a dark world. So what does it mean for us that Jesus is the light of the world? Well, when it's dark, yikes! You don't know which way to go, it's confusing, you might bump into a wall or walk right over the edge of a cliff. We need light so we can see the path ahead and know where to go. Jesus brings light to guide us in the right direction. We need Jesus to help us make wise choices. The light that Jesus brings can also help us grow. Just like a plant needs light to thrive, we need God's light to show the places where we can grow to become more like Jesus. But even more than guiding us and helping us grow, the light of Jesus meets our greatest need. See, we've all done wrong things that hurt others and break our relationship with God. This is called sin, and we can't fix it on our own. It's like living in the dark. But Jesus came to take the consequences of our sin and bring us back to relationship with God. When we turn away from the wrong things we've done and choose to follow Jesus, it's as if He shines a bright light into our hearts and our lives. As Jesus said, I am the light of the world. Anyone who follows me will never walk in darkness. They will have that light. They will have life. And that is the end.
Thank you for joining me today as we learn more about God's love for us and the joy we can have because of Him. Be sure to have your family head to our website at crosspointweb.org/family for information on how to sign up for the Parent Q app. The app gives you many different ideas to connect with the story, along with ways to connect as a family. And don't forget to have your family subscribe to Crosspoint's YouTube channel. Be sure to hit that subscribe button too. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.